Hello there. In this video I'm going to show you how you can make coasters to put your glasses on, we're going to show you how you can do it using Hindi fonts, or 3D printable Hindi fonts, but you can use just about any pattern to create these coasters. So if you start off Fluid Designer, say I'm going to use some of the Hindi fonts here to create these coasters, and which ones you choose is entirely up to you. You can just play around with these. I'll show you how to do one, and you can then create your own from it. So I'm just going to drag and drop that particular object onto the workspace, and you can see that at the moment that this is got a cross section of 1 by 2 millimeters, and it's got a height of about 24 millimeters, which we'll need to change. So if I just go to view and view from the top, all I need to do is to just pull that down a little bit, pull it away from the center. Now I want to put the center of gravity back to the origin there. So I just go to Tools, Object, Tools, Origin to the cursor. Now I need to place an object at the center, which I'm going to wrap this around. So we use an empty to do that. And if I just select the empty over here in the outliner panel, what I need to do is to change the angle here. And I'm going to change it to 60 degrees. This angle is important. 6 times 60 will give me 360 degrees, so it's important what value you put there. What I need to do now is to add an array modifier, and I don't want a kind of linear array like that, so I want to switch off this relative, let me just open the panel a bit, switch off relative offset there and select object offset. And the object that we're going to use is that little empty that we've placed at the center and set to 60 degrees. So you can see what's happening now. We've got 1, 2, 3 objects here, and they're all offset 60 degrees. And 6 times 60 will give us our pattern around the center there. Now the only thing about this is the size of it at the moment. That's about 57 millimeters across there. You really want to sort of double that size. You really want, if it's going to be a coaster, your coaster really needs to be about 100 millimeters across. So what we need to do, if I just press the S key on the keyboard, that will scale up the size of my object, and I'm actually going to type 2 on the keyboard to double the size of my object. Now you can see the others have gone a bit weird, but I can repair that no problem just by doing Control A on the keyboard and applying the scale, and that will reset all the other objects to be the same size as the original one. And all I need to do now is probably change the thickness of this. This is only 1 millimeter thick by 2 millimeters deep, and because these are parametric smart objects, all I need to do is to go to the curve icon over here and change my cross section. So I'm going to change it to 2 millimeters by 4, so that means it'll be 2 millimeters wide and 4 millimeters deep, and so you can see the thickness applied there. And that's essentially it, and you can create a whole range of coasters using different patterns here from the Hindi fonts list, or literally any of the other patterns that we've got available. And you just repeat the same sort of procedure, and all you'd need to do to 3D print this is first of all change it to a mesh. That confirms the modifier, so there's no modifier here anymore. The modifier's disappeared, and you've got an object there that all you need to do is to save it to the hard disk and run it through Netfab Basic, and you will have a 3D printable object. And all I've done here, that's the one that I've just shown you how to create. The other objects here are just different patterns, that's all. So that's how you can very simply, very easily create a coaster in Fluid Designer for 3D printing using our parametric smart objects, in this case 3D printable Hindi fonts. Thank you.